Hello everyone, it's Petko Alexandrov and I continue on the 12th of October 2020. Just bought another piece of Tezos for 600 euro, which I bought approximately at the price of 193 euro. And I had a little bit of a pause from the last video because the market was quite bearish for the Bitcoin. You can see how my portfolio went since August, a little bit of stagnation, but now the Bitcoin is back in an uptrend and I will go over it very quickly and you will see what we have at the moment. Okay, so here were the last entries that I had, and then we had this dramatic drop on the Bitcoin, which dropped actually below the 10,000, and you see the two support levels that I have from before. They were really strong levels, didn't allow the price to go down. However, at this range right here, we had a downtrend series of lower lows and lower highs, and then you see that I have a high, a higher high formed, a low, a higher low, another higher low. So after this high was broken, after the price broke the level of 11,180 something or 11,200, we are back in an uptrend, and I am back on hourly chart to look for counter trend lines. As well, I will be restarting the Fibonacci, as you know. Alright, so let me show you exactly where I have my new Fibonacci. So as I've said, when this level of 11,180 something was broken, I am back in an uptrend, and I will catch the beginning of this uptrend, and I will start with the Fibonacci from down right here. Okay, so these two lows, they formed kind of double bottom. Let me zoom a little bit. So here it is. However, the first one is the lowest point, and I will take the Fibonacci retracement and I will draw it catching the first move. It's right over here. Let me zoom to make it very precise. Okay, here it is, exactly on the top of that candle, and then on the bottom of the lowest point. So you see, this is the first move that we have. Let's see, where is our target? It's at 10,950 something, which was reached a little bit later, right after this top. Okay, so this top really didn't reach it. If you see, it's almost there, but not exactly. And then the next one will start from right over here, from the next top. Okay, I take another Fibonacci and I start from this top, connecting to the lowest retracement right over here. That's it. And then you see what happened. The price goes a little bit sideways and then down, and then it went below the lowest retracement of this Fibonacci, which means that I have to restart it after that. Alright, so I can delete these two if I want, but I will keep them just for the purpose of this lecture. And now I will take this move, which is one more time where we have this lower point than the previous Fibonacci, and I will take the first move, this one right here. Let me put it again precisely. I always zoom to put it exactly on the top and on the bottom. Right here, and this one, it's right here as well. All right, let me put it accurately. Here it is. Okay, now what we have from this Fibonacci is a target of 11,715, which is not that far from the current price. All right, now after that, we said we are in an uptrend when this top was reached, and it was broken very aggressively right over here, and then the price went just sideways. Now before that moment, I was not looking to buy at all, okay, because the uptrend was not confirmed. Now we have these higher highs and higher lows, but before this high was reached, I was not looking at all to buy. Now once it's reached, I had the opportunity to buy, and I will show you where was that moment. Right over here, I will take one line for a counter trend line, and here it is. Okay, So at that moment, you see that we had a low, we had a failure of this recent high, and I was waiting for the break to buy, and you see that the price touched this counter trend line, which made it obviously stronger. And here comes the failure of this low, and then the price broke it. So this is why I took some Tezos, and since then the price is just going sideways. However, that's quite normal after such a huge move, and that might be another flag or triangle pattern. We'll see how that goes, but I believe the price is very bullish after we are back in an uptrend and after these impulsive moves upwards. Why Tezos? I will go back to Coinbase and I will go to prices. I will show you where the Tezos is. It's quite cheap, by the way, and this is the reason I have bought it. So if I go to the yearly chart, you will see that it really dropped in the last 1 month. It's down with 10% for the month, but right here you see that I still have this uptrend because I have higher high than this one, and then these lows are higher than that one. Basically, this is what I want to see before buying a cryptocurrency: uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, but to buy near the low and just after the price starts to go up. Alright, I will continue recording my investments that I do with the cryptocurrencies and what we have with the Bitcoin, and I will be recording more videos, of course. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!